Hello everybody, it's Stefan Joubert here, and in today's video I'm going to show you something that is really important for you to know, which is how to play on one string, and specifically we're going to take a look at major and minor triads. So if you've been playing the guitar for some time, you will know that this is a C major chord. Likewise, you will know this is an E major chord. You would know this is a D major chord. And you will know this is an A major chord. These are referred to as open chords. So if we take the C major chord, you may know this is a root, a major third, a perfect fifth, a root, a major third to a perfect fifth. But do you know how that is constructed in a straight line? A lot of you will not know that. So let's get straight into this. This is very important for your musical theory as well as your knowledge. To make things easy, we'll go to the first string on the 5th fret. We're going to use the key of A as our reference point for this purposes of this lesson. Let's talk about a major triad. A major triad has got a root note, it's got a major third, it's got a perfect fifth, and it's got an octave. Let's take a look at the anatomy of going from a root to a major third. Let's start with that. After that, we're going to go from a major third to a perfect fifth. After that, the perfect fifth to the octave. We'll work on this for you to see the building blocks of the intervals. So, root note to the major third. That's the first concern. We're going to do an A to a C sharp. The A is on the 5th fret of the first string. The C sharp is on the 9th fret of the E string. So, let us take a look at this. To go from there to there, we have a distance. We're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4 frets. That would, in music theory parlance, that would be 4 semitones. So from a root to a major third, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 semitones. In the guitar world, it's easy for you to visually look at it and see 1, 2, 3 gaps. So I see from the A to the C sharp, I see a gap of 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's the first thing I need you to get to know on your instrument. Take out your guitar if you've got it with you. You can follow along on the video. So a root to a major third, gap of 3 in between. So wherever I go on the guitar, let's say I go to the F note, I'm on the D string or the 4th string, 3rd fret. I just see a gap of 1, 2, 3. So I go from F there to A, and I've got a gap of 3 in between. Or in music theory parlance, 4 semitones. Okay, so that's the first thing. Root to the major third, gap of 3 or 4 semitones. Now we're going to go from the major third to the perfect fifth. So we'll go back to the key of A. So here we have a root note, a major third, the gap of 3 we spoke about. Now from the major third, which is a C sharp, it's on the 9th fret, to the E, which is on the 12th fret, we have a gap of 2. So visually with your eyes, you can see there's a 2 line there between the major third and the perfect fifth. We have 2 frets that is in between them. Or in music theory parlance, 1, 2, 3 semitones. So from a major third to a perfect fifth, gap of 2 or 3 semitones. So anywhere on the neck, I can choose a note. Let's choose this one. That's a G. So that means I'm in the key of E flat major, because G is the third of E flat major. So then I'm going to go up just 3 semitones, or easier to see a gap of 2 to the B flat. I'm going from the G to the B flat. So that would be the root there, it's the E flat there. E flat major, so that would be this chord. And let's choose another one. That's a B. So if B is the third, it means I'm in the key of G major. Gap of 2 to get to the perfect fifth. So from a major third to a perfect fifth, gap of 2 or 3 semitones. And then from the perfect fifth to get to the octave, I'll take us back to A because we're working with A. So here what we can see, gap of 3, 1, 2, 3, gap of 2, and then from here to here, That's the more stretchy one, the biggest gap of the lot. From the perfect fifth all the way to the octave, we have a gap of 4 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or in music theory parlance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so perfect fifth to root is 1, 2, 3, 4 gaps, or semitones 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The reason I speak about semitones and gaps is if you speak with someone in music theory terms, you will have to talk about we have 5 semitones between a perfect fifth going up to an octave. But in guitar parlance, it's much easier to actually see the gaps. So if I take any note, we'll take this one, it's an F sharp. Now from the F sharp, if F sharp is the fifth, what is going to be the root? Sometimes you've got to be quick with these calculations. It's going to be the B major. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there is the root. A little stretch on the hand if you play it like that, but you can always tap it out as well. And it's the B major chord. This is in the string group 1, 3, 6 area. You can always put it to a string group area as well. So that is the anatomy of the major triad. Give me permission to one time show it to you in its entirety. So, root note, we're back in the key of A, so A major. Root note on the 5th fret of the 1st string. Gap of 3, 1, 2, 3, and the finger goes there. Takes me to the C sharp, which is the major third, so I've got a gap of 3. And then from the C sharp to the E, gap of 2. From the E to the A, gap of 1, 2, 3, 4. So what do we see? Gap of 3, gap of 2, gap of 4. So, starting anywhere, gap of 3, gap of 2, gap of 4. So what I did there, 1, 2, 3, and the next note goes. 1, 2, next note goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's this one. And we have to know it in music theory terms as well. I understand it's complex to get to know it in both, but we have to do that. So what we have here is 4 semitones, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 3 semitones, 1, 2, 3, and then finally we've got 5 semitones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This may all seem trivial and simple, but it is essential for you to be able to see it on the guitar this way rather than just knowing that's A major. Because yes, that's this A major shape, but as a musician or as someone learning to play the guitar, you need to understand how to form that A major. So if you go from the root note there, you should be able to, oh, okay, I'm doing the gap of 3. I've got my 1, 2, 3 notes gap, 1, 2 notes gap, 1, 2, 3, 4 notes gap, gap of 3, gap of 2, gap of 4. Next up, let's get to the minor triad, which is very interesting because it's a little small configuration that changes that makes it a minor. By the way, if you liked the video, please do leave me a thumbs up, please do subscribe, and please leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. So let's play A minor now. So we go back to the 1st string, the E string, 5th fret, and what we'll do here is let us now look at what happens with the gaps. So last time we had a gap of 1, 2, 3, and from this one we had a gap of 2 to get to the perfect fifth. So we have that thing. Gap of 2 there, gap of 3 there. Now with the minor triad, I want you to look at these fingers. This little one just moves back a half a step. But what that will do mathematically is it will take the gap of 3, make it into a gap of 2, but leave us here with a gap of 3. So we had a gap of 3 and a gap of 2. Now we have a gap of 2 and a gap of 3. So it inverts. So from root to major third to perfect fifth, gap of 3, gap of 2. Now root to minor third, gap of 2, and minor third to perfect fifth, gap of 3. And the reason for that is between the root and the perfect fifth, there will always be 7 semitones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from A to E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So mathematically, we're just changing the inner configuration. So 1, 2, 3, 4 takes us to the major third. 1, 2, 3 semitones takes us to the minor third. So it's an internal. I can either play or I can either play the major triad or the minor triad. The choice is mine. So let us take a look at it step by step now. Okay. So from the root note, from the A on the first string to the minor third, there's a gap of 2. From the minor third to the perfect fifth, we have a gap of 1, 2, 3. So we can see 1, 2, 3. So basically, gap of 2, gap of 3. And perfect fifth to the root remains gap of 1, 2, 3, 4. In terms of semitones, from the root to the minor third, we have 1, 2, 3. So that will be that note. And from the minor third to the perfect fifth, gap of 1, 2, 3, or semitones, 1, 2, 3, 4 semitones. And then from the perfect fifth to the octave, again, gap of 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 semitones. So visually, root note to minor third, 3 semitones, or gap of 2. Minor third to perfect fifth, it's going to be 4 semitones, or gap of 3. Then from the perfect fifth to the octave, that's going to be, it's going to be 4, a gap of 4 or 5 semitones. Let's just take a look again. One more time. Root note to minor third, gap of 2 or 1, 2, 3 semitones. Minor third to perfect fifth, gap of 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4 semitones. Perfect fifth to the octave, gap of 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 semitones. Important for you to know the following fact, and that is from the root note to the perfect fifth is 7 semitones, and it's the internal configuration that changes, meaning that from the root to the major third we have a gap of 3 or 4 semitones, and then the remainder would be gap of 2 or 3 semitones, and then vice versa for the minor. The best thing to do for you for this to understand it is to try it out on the guitar. Play the root note to the major third, count 1, 2, 3. Tell yourself, I've got a gap of 3. Do the semitones as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then from the major third to the perfect fifth, gap of 2. And do the semitones. 1, 2, 3. And then you'll always see from the perfect fifth to the octave, gap of 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for the minor, gap of 2 or 1, 2, 3 semitones. From the minor third to the perfect fifth, gap of 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4 semitones. From the perfect fifth, this is on the 12th fret of the E string, to the 17th fret of the E string, so that's a perfect fifth to a root note in the key of A. Gap of 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 semitones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there you have it. Then what you can do, once you know that, let's say I want to play a minor triad on one string, and I just choose, say I choose B flat, and I want to play B flat minor, that is B flat minor. Then I can say to myself, okay, gap of 2, gap of 3, gap of 4. And then I can work it out. Then I could go to another one. There's a B flat there. I could do it all over the neck. Gap of 2, gap of 3, and then gap of 1, 2, 3, 4. I can choose another B flat. Gap of 2, gap of 3. There's the next note. Gap of 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how you get to know the triads on one string. Then you can use that to improvise. You can use it to tap something, and it will give you a knowledge of the anatomy of the triads. I think it's very important to understand these things. These things are sometimes a bit part of the grind work, so it's not necessarily, you're not playing, you're not just going out and playing like a little lick or a little something that, you're not playing something that might be that much fun, but it's this type of work that's going to give you an understanding of the instrument and an understanding of what to do on the instrument. So try it out. Once again, give me a like, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Do subscribe. Yes, I wish you the best in your guitar playing. Thank you for listening to me. And I wish you a very, very good day, evening, morning, wherever you are from in the world. May you have a great time. Thank you for watching. I'll speak to you in the next video. Goodbye.